Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more.
Welcome back to the Sim Racing Network. Slight technical issue there. Had to shut the broadcast down for a brief moment. Back though live here at Las Vegas, and Donnie Leah talk about putting a bumper. We had some short track racing on the network a couple nights ago. We didn't think we'd see that though here at Las Vegas.
I can't hear what's going on in the chat right now, but Donnie Leah's mic just lit up, and I'm fairly certain that he's letting Mr. Coleman, Comstock, know that he did not appreciate that tap. But I'll tell you what, we were watching this race while we were trying to fix everything there, Ben, and Comstock's tired of being behind the 18. He wants to get by, but the 18's held him up a couple of times there.
That he has. Maybe that was just a sort of a warning bump. Let me let you know I'm still back here. I'm still wanting to get by you. Kind of work with me here, and we'll try and work our way back to the front. It's Leah leading this race. Comstock sitting second, third. I'm sorry. Leah's not leading the race. Josh Parker leading the race. Leah leading that battle for second. Comstock is third. Cole is fourth, and Mike Kelly is fifth.
Well, Ben, we've been green now since lap 49, so about 12 laps into this. About 3 or 4 more laps, we'll start seeing these guys get wicked loose again, and that's when I expect to start seeing some of these guys fall to the back. And some of these guys that are fifth on back probably move to the front a little bit. And there's Comstock now making a play for that second spot down the inside, and I think he's probably going to grab it there, Ben.
Looks to have him clear off a 2, and will slide up in front of the number 18. Give it to Comstock on the back straightaway, backing up into the runner-up position for the driver of the RacingViz.com, number 42, Camaro guy, Gary Mercer Trucking on board as well, as these guys really putting on a show for us up here at the front of the field. Chad Cole's next in line. He says, excuse me, pardon me, but if you're going to give up some positions, Donnie Leah, I'll take that third one from you away as well.
I tell you what, Cole's looking pretty sharp right now in that 82 car, trying to get around that 18. I'm just kind of wondering, is there something wrong with the 18, or has he just decided to try and save his tires? Because he's losing a lot of ground there. He's already lost a lot of ground in the 42, and Cole's caught up to him there in the 82. In the meantime, up front, I do believe Comstock has started to close that gap on the 23 of Josh Parker.
Yeah, usually we cue up the Steve Sheehan shark music. Don't think Sheehan's in the mix tonight, so Comstock will have to take that role as we close in on halfway. We'll watch the battle for the lead start to shape up as Comstock. The damage on the front doesn't seem to be affecting the 42 as he closes in on Parker. We'll let John practice the band there, and we'll take a quick commercial break. You won't miss anything on Corner to Corner. You're watching race number 3 in the Hitman and Racewear series here live on the Sim Racing Network.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah. Isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
Welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway as the battle for the lead is shaping up. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. If you're tuning into the new broadcast, it went up on YouTube, or if you had to switch over, our Facebook, YouTube is back up and going. We'll just name this one Part 2 of the Las Vegas race here in race number 3. But great battle nonetheless shaping up front. David Comstock has caught Josh Parker, and boy, they are going to catch the 20 in a big hurry down in turn number 3 and 4. Coleman still out there logging laps, doing the best he can. That's actually, he'll fall to 1 lap down. Now he was on the lead lap for all the way up to that point. But boy, let's look back a little bit further in the top 5 here. John Chad Cole has worked his way around Leah up to 3rd, as has the number 2 of Mike Kelly. He's up to 4th. Look at these stats, John. Top 4, the highest starter inside the top 4 started 12th, and 2 of the drivers inside the top 4 started further back, or started 27th or further in the field. How about that for some?
And that guy that started 27th, I didn't mean to cut you off, but he is all over Josh Parker, man.
Some great racing for the lead, and now Comstock to the inside of the 23, trying to bottom down in 1 and 2. Don't know if he'll make it work. He'll slide up the racetrack. Parker wasn't able to get on the gas as quick as he needed to keep up the momentum. And look down in turn 3 and 4, John. I think we may see a good old dirt track move if it comes to it. Off turn 4, he's not quite going to have the momentum he needs. Comstock trying to slide up in front of the 23. Close call there. Still some great racing here at Vegas, but give the lead to Comstock for the first time tonight. 27th to the point here in Nevada.
I'll tell you what, kids, if you're out there watching this broadcast right now, and if you ever want to learn how to drive a race car, talk to that guy in the 42 right there. He probably has the most amazing throttle control of any sim racing driver I have ever seen, Ben.
Let's go on board with Comstock for a lap here in Las Vegas Motor Speedway just to hear the throttle control. Remember, he does have damage too, so I'll go quiet up here. We'll go quiet in the booth. Let's listen to the throttle on that 42. That car is wild, John, and looking at it from the inside, hands full. From the outside, looks smooth as silk, and he really knows how to work the wheel and keep that car pointing in the right direction.
Absolutely. I mean, no argument at all from me, Ben. Just listening to that tells me that, yeah, he's loose right now. We're that far into the run, almost 30 laps now, where these cars are extremely loose. But that's where we call it you're driving with the throttle, literally. I mean, you're doing a lot of wheel input, but not too much. You're more or less driving with that throttle. And what I mean by that is when you start to feel that car lose a little traction, you back off that throttle a little bit. Don't jump off of it. It'll make things even worse. And then once you get control again, don't jump back on it. You just ease back into it. He is one of the best I've seen. And folks, I've been doing this for a long time, 20 plus years. And, I always tell people this is not a video game, Ben. I'm sure you'll back me up on this. This is a simulation in its truest form. If you don't know how to really handle a true race car, then you're going to be lost when it comes to this thing.
Absolutely. These guys aren't sitting there with Xbox controllers and pressing a button to press the gas. These guys have full setups. You work the throttle, maybe 10% at one point in the turn, then up to 20, back down to 10, up to 30. All percentages here. You just have to work it like these guys would in real life. These are the true sim racers right here, the best in the business. We say that all the time, and we damn sure mean it when we do. These guys are the absolute best, and just to give you an idea of how good these guys are. Top 5, John. The highest starter in the top 5 sits second. It's Josh Parker. He started 12th. Everybody from there on back started 12th. Or worse, and then, like I mentioned, 2 of those guys started 27th or worse in the field. These guys that love these long races, that love the green flag racing, they know how to work traffic, they know how to save their stuff, and they know how to be there at the end of the runs. And I definitely think that showing that top 5 there, or listing off the top 5 where they started, shows and proves that point.
Absolutely. Now let's touch on something else though. Let's look at Donnie Leah's car. Now Donnie had the lead for a little while, second place for a little while, and was fighting hard for the lead. But because of the way he abused his tires on the start of this run, Ben, he's falling back and continues to fall back and lose positions. And then you touched on that. I've touched on that. That's what happens when you piss these tires off at the start of a run. And, you know, later on you need them, and they're like, nah, we're going to take a break, buddy. Thanks.
Absolutely. David Comstock, just a man on a mission, leading by 0.7 of a second, continuing to open that gap up. It's 2.4 back to Chad Cole, who's almost found himself in a battle with Mike Kelly there with the two machine. Kelly, I am just not surprised, but really proud of the effort by Kelly in the two tonight here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This is really a physically demanding track. I know these guys aren't having to deal with the temperatures inside the car, but I mean, even though we're on a simulator, John, you still have to get up on the wheel. You still have to, you know, move your body a lot. It's a workout, even though you're sitting behind a computer screen at a desk. And for a guy that having back problems in the hospital just a couple days ago, to jump in here and be able to work the wheel, work the throttle like he has, and work his way up to fourth through a very stout field, you got to give a round of applause to the driver, that number 2, Mike Kelly.
Oh, absolutely. And from 29th, man, I know you've touched on it, but you can't touch on it enough. The guy started 29th, man. He had to pass up 25 freaking cars to get up here.
Absolutely.
And he did it all under green, pretty much. I mean, that's just, you know, that speaks loads, not just to Mike's ability, but his you know, passion for this sport. And let's be honest, this is a sport. You know, granted, like you said, these guys aren't sitting in 190-degree cars for 4.5 hours, but damn, man, you know, you're sitting there, you're working the throttle with your feet, you're grasping that wheel. If you use force feedback, you're feeling the bouncing, the twitching of the wheel the whole time. So yeah, I would say this is a great version of e-sport, and Mike Kelly is just showing what it takes to excel at it by being here tonight, and not only being here, but damn, being competitive too.
Absolutely. And if you're like me, maybe you think the room's a little bit cool and you turn the heater on right before a race, and then about 20 laps in, after you've started working the wheel,
skinny.
You say, "Uh-oh, we made a mistake."
Dude, I have never turned a heater on anywhere in the house for a race because, I mean, the computer monitors, the computer itself, they put out heat. I'm fat, so I put out heat. I mean, come on, man. Turn on a heater. Where are you? North Atlantic somewhere? Come on.
Gets a little cool here sometimes, John, okay?
Whatever. Anyway, back to the race. I think Kelly wants, he's got ambitions for third place there. He's all over that bumper of 82 of Chad Cole, but he's a gentleman about it. He hasn't put the bumper to him yet, Ben, but I think that's probably going to go out the window here pretty soon.
Yeah, we're closing in on the finish of this thing. Only 30 laps to go in this race. Still one more pit stop remaining, and don't look now, but Steve Marinak, our championship leader, who narrowly avoided a contact there in that first caution, the only caution of the race, he sits fifth as they race side by side in front of him. What does Chad Cole do? Is he going to give up this third position easy, or does he fight the two down the back straightaway? He lets out early, lets Kelly go on by, and if he's not careful, Marinak's going to take advantage of that as well.
I think Cole's playing a smart game here, though. He's had a couple of, I don't remember exactly where he finished for the Daytona race, but it wasn't good. I'm pretty sure he got involved in one of the early wrecks, actually. But so he's just playing a smart move here. He's in the top 10, top 5 actually at the moment. He's probably going to lose that 4th spot here shortly to the 15 car of Steve Marinak, Steph Marinak. But yeah, I think Cole's just going to play it smart and try to get to this next pit stop maybe. Now, I don't know about these guys, but I've seen some guys take, believe it or not, 2 tires at the end of a long run and made it work for them, but I don't see that happening here with a fixed setup.
Yeah, neither do I. Chad Cole last week finished 4th, and can't remember exactly where he finished at Daytona. I'm not sure if he made Daytona, to be
that might have been
completely honest.
Yeah.
We may have to go back and check through the stats of the season. He does have only 1 start, so it would be last week at Atlanta, but finished 4th there. Looking to have a strong run in here tonight at Las Vegas. He's solidly in the top 5, but boy, he has got a line of cars behind him looking to maybe change that. Marinak's there, Leah's there, and Fuller has, Fuller's a couple laps down, back in 32nd, 1 lap down to be corrected, but boy, these guys all over the back bumper of Chad Cole. Looks like Fuller may have some fresher tires. That's why I thought he was kind of sneaking up into the picture.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ben. He pitted on lap 65, it looks like.
So Fuller's on a little bit fresher tires than the rest of the guys, and we got to be getting close, John, to some pit road action for the leaders as well. We went green back on lap 49, so we're really almost closing in on 40 laps under green here. So the tires not only wanting attention, but that fuel tank going to be needing some attention as well here in the next couple laps.
Absolutely. You know, we haven't touched on the track temp, Ben, but it's up to 124. And as I say, that cloud cover moves over the track. But yes, a lot of these guys, I believe Comstock went 40-something laps. We were seeing, 41, 43 laps on that last run. What'd you see?
Sorry, Donnie Leah had a handful off a turn number 4 tag to grass there. These tires are really starting to get out from underneath these cars, John.
Absolutely. And we touched on it earlier. The guys that can drive a really loose race car, like Comstock, Chad Cole, those guys are going to make this thing work for them. And guys like Donnie Leah, who aren't quite as good at it or struggle, that's what I love about these long green flag runs, Ben. They really make this so entertaining.
Absolutely. And it's always that first driver to head down the pit road. It looks like Eric Arnold in the 31. He's already made his pit stop. Let's watch how much faster he is than the rest of the field. Look at him. He blows by Chad Cole. He blows by Justin Fuller, who's even on fresher tires than those guys. Look at the difference in speed over Arnold versus the rest of the field. Blows by almost the whole top 5 in one lap.
And like you said, that's fresh rubber for you. It feels so good that you really got to be careful not to abuse those tires when you first get back out on track under green flag pit stop, because you're just blowing by all these guys like, yeah, I can do this. Arr. And what happens is in 5-10 laps, your tire's like, nah, dude, we're not doing this anymore.
Absolutely. So it looks like Arnold's going to be the first one to, I believe he was 6th or 7th heading into his pit stop. So Arnold going to be the first to pull out, and this is the advantage to short pitting, and that was Josh Parker from 2nd. He's going to give up the runner-up spot to head down to pit road. Maybe a race-winning move right here to short pit.
We'll see. It depends on how long Comstock stays out now. The 23, and if the 23 can get into his pits this time. He missed his pits the first time, and I think he got in there pretty good that time. Yep, he's in. Get his tires changed out. So let's see what Comstock does here, Ben.
I do believe he is coming this time. No, he ran the bottom there. I thought he was going to come. Usually these guys, when the first one comes, everybody's going to be heading down behind them. But this time not a whole lot of other drivers decided to come down to pit road. So Parker may be a lonely man after getting some fresh rubber. Nonetheless, though, he heads back out onto the racetrack, and he'll be able to open up a pretty substantial lead over the rest of these guys when they do decide to come down and get that fresh rubber.
But keeping in mind that also, depending on when Comstock pits, if I'm him, I'm pitting the next 2 laps somewhere. But these guys are pitting so early, Ben, their tires are going to give up just a lot, that much earlier than Comstock's will by staying out this long. So, it could go either way, but, we know that Comstock can handle his car when it gets this old. He's already proven that in this race, so we'll see. I think this is going to make for a very interesting race from here on out, and that's if we don't have a caution, which could really throw this all into the mix.
Yep, so here we go. We're going to look at Parker's lap time this time by at the line. This will be his first lap up to speed off of turn number 4. Look how quick he blows by last week's winner, 8th in the race tonight, Byron Daly. Parker, 31.4 at the line that time by. We go up to David Comstock, your leader of the race, 33.6. So that's almost 2.5 second difference, John, that he is gaining on Comstock every lap that Comstock decides to stay out.
That's true. And, like I said, if Comstock wants to make this work, he's got to pit now, within the next lap or 2. I would really not stay out much longer than that, because he is going to give up some time at first. However, also, like we said, Parker's tires are going to give up that much sooner. So right now we're at 15, 16, 17 laps to go, correct?
Yep, coming to 16 this time by.
I don't think Comstock can make it all the way, can he? No.
I wouldn't think so. We went back green Lap 49.
Lap 49.
So
yeah.
we're going on 50 laps right now. He'd need to make it 61 to finish the race.
Well, right now, Kelly just got passed by Parker, so he's coming. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
He's coming. He is flying.
Yeah, he's got to get his lap back the hard way, and that won't be a problem because he's already down in 3 and 4, chasing down Comstock, and he'll probably pass him here on the front straightaway if he makes it to him, maybe down in 1 and 2. And again, lap comparisons: Comstock 33.7 that time, Parker 31.6. So over 2 seconds, he is continuing to gain on Comstock. And if Comstock is able to make it to the end, maybe this is a good strategy. But still, John, at 2 seconds a lap, you factor 14 laps to go. That's 28 seconds. They're running 33-second laps. So,
he'll catch him.
You know, yeah, it's going to be close.
And then again, you know, what if Comstock only takes 2 tires? I'm just throwing that out there. I know it's crazy, but I have seen it twice this week in the B series. So
sorry to cut you off there, John. Let's go on board with Comstock. You can hear the clutch starting to be engaged, so maybe Comstock is in fuel conservation mode. Kelly gained almost a second on him last time by. Listen to him in 3. Clutch, clutch, clutch.
Oh, wow.
Still on the clutch, and finally back on the throttle.
He's trying to make it all the way.
Oh
my God.
My goodness. So how about that for a kink in the chain of any strategy?
I may just have to be quiet for the next few laps, folks. So we'll let Ben do all the talking from there out, because I might say something bad over the radio.
Man, oh man, Comstock is trying to prove us wrong, trying to go the distance, and we're gonna see.
He's going the distance.
I knew that was coming.
He's going for speed.
He's got speed, but will it be enough to win him the race? Closing in on 10 laps to go.
Look how loose he is right now, though, Ben. He is wicked loose going. Even with all the clutching, that's part of the problem. Once you get to a certain point with this car, coming through these turns, you actually have, I don't know how to explain it other than you have to have a certain speed or higher to keep that car under control. If you're going too slow, it gets really wicked loose on you.
Absolutely. We talked about driving the car with a throttle. It's hard to do that when you have the clutch engaged.
Yeah, exactly. I can't believe he's trying to push this thing that far on fuel. I mean, I know my math is bad, but come on.
That's what he's shooting for.
Of course, our producer lied to me, and they're actually running full tanks instead of 70%. I don't know.
Nonetheless, though, Mike Kelly is really closing in. He's down to 1.6. So if you're Comstock, if you're Kelly, are you trying to save fuel there in the 2, or if you're in Marinac in the 15 there who's making the pass on Kelly, trying to make the pass for that runner-up spot? Are these guys trying to save fuel, or are they just hoping and praying for maybe a late race caution as we're now 10 laps to go?
I really don't know, Ben, because I'm listening to Kelly right now, his in-car, and he isn't clutching like Comstock was. He's still running, but he's definitely getting out sooner. But he's getting back in about midpoint through the turn, so I don't know. Maybe he's not even worried about it. Who knows?
I don't think Marinac's worried about it. He's all over the bumper of that number 2 and almost gave him a shot down in turn 2. That'll be a battle for runner-up spot there, for the runner-up spot, coming off of turn number 4. 9 laps to go for Comstock. Can he make it to the end?
I don't know about that, but Parker is on the lead lap and is now 23.8 seconds behind our leader, and he's running 32.3 now for lap times, Ben. Whereas our leader really hasn't lost a whole lot of time. Comstock's still running 33.8. So that kind of goes back to what we touched on at the very start of this show. These tires stop falling off at a certain point. Your time stops falling off at a certain point. And he's taking it easy trying to conserve fuel for. I think we're going to see a miracle here, bud. I really do. I think Comstock may actually pull this off.
Boy, Donnie Leah, even there in the 18, has sort of worked his way back into the picture as well. He's on the bumper of Marinac and Chad Cole. We were questioning Chad Cole, and he was slowing up there in the middle part of this run, John. I think he was looking ahead. I don't think anything was wrong with the car. I don't think he was saving tires. I don't think he'd used up his stuff. I think he was just, just riding around, looking ahead in the number 82.
I saw a bunch of these guys together in TeamSpeak during practice talking. I didn't see what they were talking about 'cause I didn't go down there, but I think I know now.
Absolutely.
I think I know exactly what they were talking about.
Yeah, the one caution has really amped up this race, and we've got a challenge for the lead. Steph Marinak, heading down into turn number 3, has caught Dave Comstock in the final 6 laps of this race. Who's going to have enough to make it to the checkered flag? We said somebody was going to gamble, somebody was going to get lucky. We didn't know it would come down to this, though. That's for sure.
He's still clutching. I can tell you that right now. Comstock is still clutching through the turns, turning the car off, getting back into the throttle right there about midpoint. He's going to let the 22 go by right there. But is he going to let the 15 go by is my question, Ben. What do you think?
He may not have a choice. Marinak is coming with a head full of steam. I don't know if he's got more tire than the 42, but maybe Marinak thinks he has enough in the tank than the 42.
I don't think he does, Ben. They pit at the same time.
That's true. Oh, man, this race is really getting exciting.
I don't
Five to go there.
From here on out, man.
It's just one of those things you just want to watch and see what shapes out. Look at the lap traffic, though, too, for the leaders. Unbelievable lap traffic for these guys. Not only are they dealing with that, but they're dealing with, trying not to run out of fuel at the same time.
Oh, good Lord. I thought Vincent was going to run him over.
Unbelievable. Turn of events. Do we even make it back to the checkered flag without incident with all this madness?
I don't even want to venture to guess at this point, Mr. Kilcrease. I'm in amazement. Pardon my language. I'm just amazed at the balls on the 42 right now, to be completely honest with you. I mean, man.
3 to go.
At this, 15's losing room to him.
Yeah, 3 to go this time by. Maybe Comstock has decided to turn on the afterburners, but off of turn 4, Marinak able to close right back up to the rear bumper. Donnie Leah now has made his way up to 3rd, and hey, Chad Cole says it's time to go. He's looking for 4th on Mike Kelly with coming to 2 to go.
Coming to 2 to go, and Comstock is still clutching, but not quite as long as he was there in the corners there, Ben. I think he's just trying to make sure he's got enough drops. I'm not going to say fuel. I'm saying drops of fuel in the tank to get this thing all the way around 2 more times from here. There goes the 44 of Glenn Campbell, a lap car, getting his lap back the hard way. Got a whole gaggle of cars up in front of here, and right now it looks like Marinak's, I don't know, he might be thinking he's got enough fuel already. I just don't see how. This is crazy.
I tell you, one driver who is certain he's got enough fuel, that's Chad Cole. I don't know if he's going to catch these guys. Marinak to the outside, though. A lap and a half to go here at Vegas, and they're side by side for the lead down the back straightaway.
And Marinak's got the preferred line on that outside. Is Comstock going to give it to him? Is he done trying to reserve fuel? I don't know. But look at this fight.
They come together.
They get into each other again.
Dooring each other, coming to the white flag, setting up Comstock sideways on the apron. A bad move there we saw in the Winter Series. That in the race for one driver. Final lap here in Viva Las Vegas. Who is going to gamble? Who's going to get lucky on the fuel conservation?
Oh, Comstock's on the wall.
Comstock against the wall. Marinak, does he have enough to make it through 3 and 4? What a show. The championship leader off turn number 4, gambles in Las Vegas and wins race number 3.
Viva Las Vegas. Thank you very much. I'll take that win. Thank you.
Chad Cole going to come home second. Comstock third.
I think he ran out of gas.
And he's out of fuel.
He's out of fuel.
Wow.
These interviews post-race are going to be fun.
Wow. What a show these guys just put on. I think Marinak, Cole, all these drivers that weren't a threat at the beginning there, John, they started thinking way in advance as opposed to Comstock and Josh Parker, the guys that were duking it out for the win there. Marinak, he's got enough fuel left in the tank to maybe spin it around there. He may be out now for Marinak. He's out of fuel in the grass here at Las Vegas. We'll talk to
Somebody
him
help!
and the rest of the top three. An exciting one here at Las Vegas. We'll be back on the Sim Racing Network.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium,
Check.
formaldehyde,
Check.
arsenic.
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah, arsenic, poison.
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and how fitting, John, that the race here in Vegas comes down to some gambling and, well, maybe some luck at the end of the day. You're going to catch up with a driver who came from 27th, thought he was going to win the race, but then it turned into a fuel run to the end. John, what's Dave Comstock got to say about this wild one here in Vegas?
That's right. I've caught up with Mr. Comstock. David, you can't see me right now, but trust me, I am doing I'm not worthy thing for you here to be in your presence. I'm just not worthy, man. You made me and Ben both look like complete fools up in the booth. We're like, he can't possibly go all the way on fuel. There's no way. And you did it, man. Like 50 some odd laps, almost. Actually, I think like 60 something laps. How did you do that?
Well, we weren't able to, because if we had, we would be the ones at victory lane. The guys around us did a better job saving, and I was doing the math in my head and saw that we were like 5 or 6 laps short, and I was waiting to see who would flinch first as far as breaking the that last run to the end in half in like 30 some odd laps or whatever, and nobody didn't go down pit road. So I figured, okay, we're going to try to, save fuel and go to the end, since we got like 20 to go. And that's when Parker pitted. But by that point, trying to save was just too late in the run to do it. So came up half lap short. Unfortunate. It is what it is. It's racing. Just try to go get them again next week.
Well, David, don't knock yourself, man. You had a hell of a run tonight. A very impressive run. You came home third. You led a lot of this race. You were up in the top 5 for most of the part that I remember. But you started, my friend. Are you ready for this? Oh, you know where you started. You started 27th.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. From 27th to lead for a while. You finished third in this thing. But I'm going to help you out with something. I want you to go to a little website called iRacing iFlag and go look up this thing called the Pit Box, the digital Pit Box. Trust me on this. You would love it. It would have told you how much fuel you had left and how much to save and whatnot. I've used it a few times myself. But look, man, stellar run tonight. Do you have anybody you want to thank for your third place run?
Thanks. Yeah. Everybody at Aftermath Motorsports, their support. You guys broadcasting, Sim500, the admins, for putting on the league, and Hitman Racewear for sponsoring the series now, and sponsors in the car, racingbiz.com. As we all know, every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, live auctions there on Facebook Live. So go check that out. A lot of really cool stuff that's on there. Diecast, hero cards, door numbers, all kinds of really cool racing merchandise. Also a new sponsor on the car with Carolina Garage and Doors. They're just a garage door custom or just whatever they have in stock type company. So located in the greater Charlotte area. So check them out. JDR Graphics for painting the new car. The new paint here looks really awesome. Wish we could have gotten Victory Lane. Just needed more fuel more Monster or Nos. That'd be nice. And everybody, all the fans watching, thank you.
And that, folks, is our third place starter, Dave Comstock. Worked his way up from a 27th starting position, led some laps, and really gave a hell of a fight trying to stretch that gas tank a little further than it was ready to go. I'm going to throw it back up the bin for a second while I work my way down here and try and catch up with Chad Cole.
Thank you, John. Almost dejected Dave Comstock. Thought he had it in the books and comes down to a last lap pass for the win. Nonetheless, though, Chad Cole maybe waited just a little bit too long to kind of get on the throttle there at the end of this one. We'll see what he's got to say. John, you've caught up with the driver who started 16th and finished second tonight.
I have. I've caught up with, let me see if we can find a good nickname. Well, let's just go with a cliche. Bad Chad Cole down here. Chad, man, another guy that we've been talking about lately. You started 16th, you finished second. You made fuel last one hell of a lot longer than Ben and I even thought possible. Talk to us about your second place run tonight, bud.
Well, first off, I am not sure if I'm sold on that nickname, so we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board on that.
All right.
That caution, it was just timed at the wrong spot because it just set you up for you'd be just short on fuel, and I let those guys go to begin with. I was kind of trying to save a little bit, but I got I think I saved just a little bit too much. I had 0.3 of a gallon remaining when across the checkers, so I don't know if I got on it a little bit sooner if we would have caught Stefan, or if I saved in a different way. But I'll have to keep that one in the memory bank for a while, because I think I could have played that one just a little bit differently, maybe with a better outcome.
Well, I'll tell you what there, Chad, that was fun to watch no matter how the result came out. And man, I was really impressive. So, well, let me ask you there, Chad, the Big Cat Cole, do you have anybody you want to thank for that second place run?
Going with the Big Cat now. All right. That's we'll roll with that one over Bad Chad.
All right.
I got to give a shout out to the old Hitman for coming on board last minute and sponsoring the Sunday Cup Series here, and you fine folks at SRN for the work you do. I always enjoy watching the broadcast.
Fine folks, easy there on the language, everybody.
the fine folks at SRN, and also we got personal comfort on the car this week for Scott Stensley. He had a truck deal at Las Vegas this week, so happy to race at Xfinity Sunday night for him here again.
Well, that's Chad, the Big Cat Cole, brought that bad boy home in second place, stretched his fuel as far as he possibly could. Thanks for your time, Chad.
Thank you, guys.
And I'm going to throw it over to Ben, who I believe is caught up with tonight's winner, Steph Marinac, down there in Victory Lane.
Thank you very much, John. A great run by the Big Cat there, coming home in second. But the driver who maybe shocked us all saved enough at the beginning of the run there. Boy, Steph, talk about this race. How did you know, first of all, it was going to go green? And then, second of all, how did you know what strategy to play heading into those final laps?
Yeah, just I got pretty lucky. Someone on TeamSpeak caught it like at the beginning of the run. I can't remember if it was Mike Kelly or Donnie Leah, but we managed to catch it like right after we pitted, and we noticed that we had like 5 laps to the good on the iRacing calculator. And so just on that run, I followed Chad Cole. He was really backing up the corners, and I was able to get a really good draft off of him for 30 or so laps. And by the time the end of the race came around, David was really having to save because he didn't catch on to it early enough. And I just kept running my pace, and by the end of the race, I still had like a lap to the good. So just really lucky to catch it that early, and was able to save that whole last run.
Talk about the race in general, all race long. One caution tonight. It was a tire conservation sort of race in the beginning part, and then of course we went into the fuel conservation in the latter part. But what a great show! These kind of races benefit you as a driver, or obviously you come home with the win tonight. Do you like these long green flag style races?
Yeah, and I mean I haven't had a fuel mileage race in I don't even know how long, so that was pretty fun. And we had a decent car. I was probably like a fourth or fifth place car. If we would just ran straight up, but I enjoy the fuel mileage races because you don't really get them a lot. So I had a lot of fun.
Led 2 laps tonight. Who do you want to thank for putting you here in victory lane of Las Vegas?
Yeah, just thank you guys for doing the broadcast, and thanks to all the admins at Sim500, and thank you to the new sponsor of the series, Hitman Racewear.
There you have it, Steph Marinac, winner tonight. Steph, we look forward to seeing you next weekend, or next Sunday at ISM.
Thank you.
There you have it, your winner in race number 3. 3 races down, 3 different winners. Boy, John, this season is shaping up to be a dandy.
Absolutely, man. I tell you what, this is one of the most impressive races these guys have put on, in my opinion, Ben, to be honest with you. I've only been watching and broadcasting these guys for a few months now, but of all the races we've done so far, I think this is probably one of the best one we've seen.
I think so too. Not only for the entertainment factor, but for the overall driving from the drivers as well. Saw a lot of give and take. Not a lot of mistakes happening tonight, and these guys really put on a show for us in the end. Final results: Steph Marinac comes home with the win. Chad Cole second. Third, Dave Comstock, Scott Simley fourth. Tommy Ryan from 32nd to 5th. Doy Woods comes home 6th. Mike Kelly rebounded to 7th. Josh Parker from pitting, going to get it back up to 8th. 9th to Eric Arnold. And Brian Chambliss rounds out the top 10 as the rest of the results scroll across your screen there. John, any final thoughts as we get set to head out of the mile and a halves, at least for one weekend, and head down just a little bit down the road, Phoenix, Arizona, and ISM Raceway?
Yes, the West Coast swing. Again, a great race put on by the Sim500 boys tonight. Folks, I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier in the show. If you want to hook up with a great bunch of guys and maybe learn a thing or two about sim racing the right way, head over to sim500.com and check out what these guys have to offer. And like you said at the top of the show, Ben, I'm thinking about those folks over in Alabama. I've got a lot of good friends, you included, that live out that way. And I'm thinking about all of them that were affected by that tornado today, and the family that lost people today. Just my heart breaks for all of y'all.
Absolutely. Hearts and prayers go out to everybody involved with the storms, and to the family of Dylan Brockwell, who mourned his passing 3 years ago.
Absolutely, yeah.
Today, a lot of great people gone from not only today, but the incident with Brockwell there as well. We thank everybody for tuning in here. Race number 3. Remember, when you're out there on the roads, put that phone down, and I had a new one here, John. When you say goodbye to somebody, tell them you love them as well. You never know last time you'll see somebody. So that'll do it for us here on the Sim Racing Network. Catch us back tomorrow for the Trans Service Cup Series. We'll see you next time on the SRN.